Have you ever thought about starting a business or moving to another country? In an article posted by HRM Asia in July 2020, 4 in 10 Singaporeans said they will consider leaving their jobs to start a business. In another study made by Randstad.com, a staggering 72% of the respondents in Singapore said yes if they had the opportunity to relocate and work overseas. So are you scared? If not, why are you still sitting there watching my video? No, I'm just joking. Please watch on. People are even afraid of much simpler tasks such as asking that girl you like out on a date, or checking off your bucket list, starting a YouTube channel, even starting a YouTube series of self-development videos. Now imagine that you had the ability to YOLO everything you have. No bills, no family, sufficient money, and you could just do whatever you want to do. To travel to that country now, leave the job that you hate, or something new that you always have wanted to do. Would you still do it? But why can't you just do it? Before diving into why we can't just do it, I want to share the story of how I was afraid of starting a YouTube channel. By any means, I do not have a high subscriber count, but I managed to just do it. So long ago, before the birth of my YouTube channel, the original passion was to travel and take travel photos. Whenever I travel overseas, I made an attempt to do a travel cinematic video. And at this day and age, almost every single one of us has a YouTube account. After posting a few videos, I realized that to gain more subscribers, I needed to show my face. I needed to come up with content that people really want to watch, and also at the same time do things that I am really afraid of. I was lazy, I wasn't as skilled, and I had no idea how to start a YouTube channel, so naturally I prolonged the creation of my YouTube. And as many of my friends know, I do not speak really well nor have the ability to have long and proper conversations with anyone. I'm not retarded, I'm just not good at having small talk with people. The main reason for all of this is fear. Fear of the business failing, fear of cultural shock, fear of the girl's rejection, fear of being alone, fear that no one will subscribe to your channel, fear that nobody will watch your series. So to overcome this, we need to know our enemy, fear. But what is fear? Fear in the dictionary means an unpleasant emotion caused by being aware of the danger, a feeling of being afraid. Fear is one of the most basic human instincts in us, and is basically programmed in us, and it's second nature. It alerts us of the presence of the dangers, be it real or imagined. Fear is composed of two primary reactions, biochemical and emotional reactions. The biochemical reaction to fear causes our bodies to respond to perceived threats in the environment. The emotional response to fear, however, is personalized to the individual. And what I mean is that some people may find enjoyment in riding roller coasters, while others may have a negative reaction to it. There are also many types of fears, such as fears of the natural environment, fears related to animals, fear related to medical treatments, and fear of specific situations. And in the process of fearing, we are likely to encounter two types of fear, aka phobia. Neophobia and artichophobia. Neophobia is the fear of new things. Humans are creatures of habit. Some of us spend our entire lives in the same house, in the same job, driving the same car, or perhaps eating the same cai fan every day for their lunch at work.
It's you ah.
Yeah. Therefore, this phobia challenges the human condition. However, neophobia has two ends of the spectrum. Some are bigger risk takers, while others prefer to be in a comfortable routine. More serious forms of neophobia can be life-limiting. The second phobia is called artichophobia, the fear of failure, which most of us feel whenever we are embarking on a new adventure. And this phobia comes about whenever we have high expectations of what we are doing or gonna do, and things don't turn out the way we want. Just like neophobia, artichophobia runs along a spectrum from mild to extreme, where it can completely paralyze you from completing simple tasks at work or school. We may even miss out important opportunities in our lives. Though most of the time fear has a negative connotation to it, it actually helps to protect us. It alerts us of the danger around us and prepares us for it. Fear can be like a warning signal that cautions us to be careful. The feeling of fear in the right doses can be fun and exciting, which can help alleviate depression by increasing your adrenaline. For example, why do people love watching horror movies? Just to get jump scared? Fear also helps you to stay in the present moment and focus on what you are doing. And if you're always thinking of the future outcome of what is going to happen, it might just scare the crap out of you. In other words, you can harness that fear to keep you focused on works that need to be done ASAP. When I was bouldering my sister, I saw many young kids doing scary and tough routes on the wall, and I wondered why could they do it and why couldn't I? I was bigger, I was taller, I was stronger. But they seemed like mini Spider-Man ascending the wall like a piece of cake. And then my sister told me they're kids. They are basically not afraid. It is totally understandable if you are afraid to do these YOLO things. Your feelings are validated, but you should not be afraid all the time. And yeah, I was really afraid to start my YouTube channel. I started with only 9 subs and only travel cinematic videos. And knowing that if I started earlier, technically I would have been fast forwarded. But the only way to move on is to move forward. And so how did I move forward, you may ask? The first thing you can do to overcome it is just do it. Writing out your options, having a visual view of it will be the first step in overcoming it. Having a more open mindset on specific topics and weighing out the possibilities and the consequences that may or may not occur if you just do it. Of course, if it takes 50,000 to open a business, do not YOLO your entire life savings into it. Find out other options such as taking a loan from the bank or from a close family member. At least you know you have the means and the capacity to pay it all back. It is just like managing the risk that you'll be taking versus being extremely reckless without thinking of the consequences. If there are more cons than pros, the answers are obvious. But if there are more pros than cons, I'd say just go for it. Because majority of the time, the worst case scenario rarely happens. It's also good to take note the pros and cons because some processes might take a lot more into consideration. After you're clear with what options you have, the next step is the most important, which is just do it. Literally no explanation is needed for this point. If you want to ask that girl out, just do it. If you want to relocate, just do it. If you're about to start a series about self-development, just do it. So here I am with my very first self-development video series and definitely more to come in the near future. The first step is always the hardest, but knowing more or less the pros and cons can definitely help you achieve this step because you already visualize what may or may not happen, the good and the bad. Therefore, it's good to know how much risk you can take before taking the leap of faith in whatever you may choose to do. And I know it sounds easier said than done, but let me share with you this one quote. The only true failure is not doing anything. And by taking the first step, you are actually increasing your chances of succeeding, but by not trying, your chances are 0. For example, there are 10 methods of achieving success. If I've taken the first step and failed, I will have 1 method less to go through to attain success. Just 9 more ways to find out. Wherever you are in your journey, you need to know that making mistakes are part and parcel of life. Yes, you may and probably will fail multiple times, but make sure you learn from what you have done wrongly and have the solutions on how to improve it. By making mistakes, make it a point to use those to fuel you and to make you more determined to push you in ways you never thought you could be pushed. The more mistakes you made, the more chances of you making it better. And you have started a business and failed. Learn what made it fail and then make sure it does not happen again. We're all humans and we're all not created to be perfect. And if you think of anyone who is successful, they have probably failed more times than most of us have tried. The founder of KFC, Colonel Sanders, started KFC at the age of 65. It's basically the retirement age in Singapore. But despite his recipe being rejected 1,009 times by many different restaurant owners, he never gave up. Before J.K. Rowling was known for the Harry Potter series, her pitch was rejected by 12 publishers before being accepted and being one of the most famous series in the entire world. In 2008, Tesla was on the brink of collapse due to insufficient finances. He even uses his own money from the sale of PayPal to fund Tesla. I could go on and on with more popular people about their success stories, but it will probably bore you out. But you get the point. You have to tackle the problem head on when mistakes are made. Do not repeat the mistakes over and over again. A mistake repeated more than twice is a decision. In conclusion, to overcome your fear and to just do it, you first need to write it all down to have a visual perspective. Secondly, is to just do it, no matter how hard it is, because worst case scenario rarely happens. Lastly, it is okay to fail and make mistakes because you only truly fail if you are not doing anything. Just make the first step and I assure you, you will be fine. And after much encouraging from my close friends of mine and my now fiance, I finally managed to conjure up my very first YouTube video, which you can check it out over here. So it's been roughly almost over a year of posting on YouTube somewhat consistently with about 300 plus subs, and though it's not the best channel with the best content, I am definitely trying my very best. Regardless, I'm still happy we managed to do it and push through with all these videos out, despite all the judgments and all the fears. And comment down below if you have anything else to add. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. So do share your info to the rest of the people who are watching this video. Before I end this video, I have 3 questions for you guys to have a good think about. First question, how much do you really want it? Second question, do the pros outweigh the cons after you have done it? And lastly, think about how you feel if you do not do it. If you were to ask me, yes, I was definitely afraid of what people would judge me if I were to come up with a self-development series on my channel, or did say something that may not align with everybody watching this video, or even worse, appear on Sneaky Sushi to get made fun of. But internally, I honestly feel that the biggest fear that I have is that nobody would watch this video. But who gives a f***, and just do it.
So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!